chorus of voices united for a single cause. In Port Moresby, a march. Across the nation, a unified and mounting stand. The Cry for Justice March. On the scale, it was to an extent unprecedented in recent times. Dressed in black, all walks of life pushing for change. Jenelyn Kennedy had been a young mother, as far as is known, a 19-year-old, dead after her body couldn't receive the punishment inflicted on her after days of torture. She'd been bound, beaten, stabbed, and then left alone, lifeless. It has become the most polarizing story to date in Papua New Guinea's often tumultuous society. Jenelyn Kennedy's death has shaken the nation to its core. Papua New Guineans have often told themselves that we are a peaceful people. Yet, the fact remains, we quicken to violence. This is a cultural trait. The nation is traditionally been made up of small clan and tribal societies, each one protective of its own. And each culture, mind you, is a collection of behaviors repeated over time that develop into a norm called tradition. That transcends into an overall behavioral trait, culture. This has brought up multiple unanswered and sometimes embarrassing questions. Did our culture create a young man capable of such a monstrous act? Was it the family environment that pushed him to commit it? Our society? Each facet has been openly debated across the board. A young woman also posting a photo on popular social media platform Facebook, held up on a small piece of cardboard. Although Thomas' words have taken a truth faced by women in PNG and until now has been denied openly. Her statement, "PNG is not a safe place for women and girls," hit a mark. Denials have been outright. Comments after comments on various social media forums have been made, denying that the country is unsafe for the female population. Statistics say otherwise. Murders and rape in various parts of the country have been reported by MTV and other media organizations in rising numbers over the years. And with the advent of media access, more stories are emerging on cases of violence within a domestic setting. Some have seen women burnt alive under the pretext of sorcery, others under the guise of infidelity. Psychologically, what would possess a person to do it? At Jenelyn's Shine a Light Vigil, a passionate plea by another young woman speaking from her soul.
How many more of your sisters and nieces and daughters and granddaughters and aunties and mothers must die before we really say enough is enough?
It was titled How Many More? An epic piece of poetry delivered with emotion to a silent, weary audience.
Shall we go until my grave screams and rejects me? Is that when?
Renagi hitting point after point the frustrations and pain felt by so many around the country. It was a voice cutting through the dark, desperate void of PNG society. She questioned openly why Papua New Guinean culture justifies actions caused by men.
How many sons are we raising with lies about culture and religion? That these avenues validate the actions of inhumane human beings. Don't you dare say they behave like animals, because we know that even the most passionate and scariest of creatures only ever become aggressive for the safety of their pack.
And she spoke the truth with a conviction that hinted at oppression. And then, as so many are now doing, pushing for tighter laws and for help to be there when needed the most.
I just want to be a woman free from the fear of death in my own home. I just want to be a woman who can call upon law enforcement without hopelessness. I just want to be a woman, period. A human being. I would like very much to stay alive.
Her discourse was one of many presented on the night at the Shine a Light Vigil held for Jenelyn Kennedy. It was the most powerful.